Good morning, everyone. This is Robin with Uniquely Robins. We're going to do part 2 of our tutorial on our journaling kit. I did ink up all the sides. I did get my chipboard wrapped and I put on 3 sides. I saved the last side so that you can see what I did. I just wrapped a piece of the scrap around this piece of chipboard, and we're going to put it in the corners here for extra support. So I'm going to put this last one in. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Getting all ready for Christmas if you do Christmas. Finally got my tree downstairs today, but plugged it in and half of the lights are not working. Of course, I hate messing with Christmas lights, so I'm gonna leave that for the hubby to take care of when he gets home. You just want to make sure when you put this down that you're not interfering with your flaps, so it will still bend on those spots. Oh, and for those of you who are asking about the Pringles can, the snack size Pringles can trinket box, I do have a couple of those now, so here in the near future we'll be doing a tutorial on that. Okay, well, I think I inked everything but right there. And I'm loving this powdery pink ink. It's very pretty and it's softened this red really nicely. If I had known I was going to get this paper pad, I probably would have purchased another one to match it, because we're not going to have enough for the whole project. So I did find a couple of pieces that I think might kind of match it. Well, it's going to have to, so. Okay, so we've got the insides done. So now we're going to work on these little pieces out here, and since we have the chipboard in the inside, we shouldn't need that on the outside. We should just need to use some of these scraps here to, ooh, that might work. That one might work. Oh, that one's gonna work. Hey, we lucked out there, didn't we? Well, come back here. Gotta have some glue on ya. Oh, yeah. Oops. Come on, fingers. I waited a little later today because I thought by now my fingers would want to work. Alright, I'm gonna try not to get this too out of screen, but still be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, maybe if we do it this way, it might be easier. Easier for you to see and easier for me to see. Okay. I know some people don't bother with putting ones there, but I just think it finishes it off a little nicer. That matches that one, so we'll use it on the other side maybe, if it's long enough. And this will be okay over here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, oh, sorry. A little teeny piece here. So even your little scraps will come in handy. And I know you can't keep every little tiny piece, but I try to keep as many of them as I can without getting overrun. Okay, now we need to do this long section and this long section here. And I think we can cut a couple of these down for that. Let's see. Let's use that one. Maybe I can. Well, let me think about that one a minute. Let's do this one first. It's really hard to do these little tiny ones to make sure it's as straight as possible anyway. Okay, that actually might be enough to do both of those. And I'm wondering about this one. It's a little wider, but it has the bends in it, so we really might have to put two pieces, one on each side of that bend. See if this will work here. And it will. Just go trim it just a tiny bit. I think that'll work. Yeah, I'm just going to straighten it up a little bit because it seems to be a tiny bit crooked. Okay, I think that'll do it. And we'll put the glue on here. I think that'll be easier. Okay, let's see. We want to go this way. So little that you probably wouldn't notice if it was backward, but we try to get on there straight. Okay, wait, I need to come down this way. There we go. Okay. I was checking my fold there and make sure it wasn't on the fold. Okay. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to cut this other one in half and do two pieces on this side. So I can halfway eyeball the middle maybe. Now let's see what we can do here. So put one here and come here. Put one there. I think that'll work pretty good actually. I'm just gonna trim off the ends a little bit. Just a smidgen or so. Okay. I think that worked pretty good putting the glue on there, so we'll do that again. Okay. Trying to go from the middle out so that it'll lay flat. Make sure we didn't interfere with our bend. We didn't. All right. That one just a tiny bit crooked, but I think it'll be all right. This is on some other score lines too, so it will help that tendency for it to want to bend a little there. Okay, try to even those up. All right. Okay. Yeah, that'll work good. All right. So, and I did round these corners. I was just afraid they would get, with as much use, they would get bent really bad. So I did round them, and it would look better if you haven't started yours yet to round before you put your paper on there. But I don't think it looks awful. I mean, it'll probably bug me, but it'll be all right. Alright, we're going to set this aside for a minute. I did cut all the little bits and pieces out last night, so we have those to put inside. Now with these two here, we're going to put some pockets and stuff in them, and those are going to hold our ephemera inside our kit. And I think I am going to round the edges of these as well. Just because everything else is rounded, I'm going to try not to go all the way down, so it doesn't look quite as bad because I didn't round that inner paper. So when you do yours, if you want to round your corners, you want to do that actually before you put the decorative paper on, but I didn't, and I should have, because I always round corners. I think they look better rounded anyway, but a little more straight today anyway. I'm just going to ink those up just a little bit on the corners. Well, my mother-in-law is back at the nursing home, and she seems a lot more lucid than she was, so that is good. I found her glasses and her iPod and her phone that she was missing. Of course, we still haven't been able to get through to her phone. I have a little lift I see right here. I'm going to just stick my nozzle under there and glue him down a little better. There we go. Okay. And we'll do the inside first, and then we'll do the outside. Now this is the one we use just the plain pink paper in, which I don't think looks bad, but I have some little pieces here, and I think we're going to put a few pockets in here to hold the little bits and pieces there. Maybe we'll just put one on that side, and I'll have to cut these, of course, but just seeing if that's what I want or not, because some of these are bigger than other ones. Just make sure. Yeah, I think they'll fit in there. Okay, what about these big ones? Maybe. But we're going to do some envelopes to put on the inside also to hold some of that stuff. So let's make these the same size for one. Okay. Those three. This one's going to need to be cut down, or actually I think we might score this one so that it'll sorry if my head got in the shot. Let's see here. I just want to score this on 3 sides, and I'm just going to go over just like 1/8 of an inch. It's just going to give our pocket a little extra room, since we had to cut it down anyway. I'm going to chop off just a tiny bit on the corner so it's not bulky. Which side do we want? I think we'll do this side on this one. Contrast with that pink pretty good, I think. Okay. burnish this down so it's good. Just a tiny bit more on that corner. I don't want it to be real bulky right there. Okay. We're going to put our glue right on those little folds. Hopefully this is going to be enough glue to hold. This art glitter glue holds pretty good though. Usually I would do 1/4 of an inch there, but since we didn't have a lot of room, let me put that on there without putting my finger hole in. I bet you guys were yelling at me. Well, you don't really have to have one, but I'm not going to pull on this a lot. But see, it gives you a little more room in there when you fold the edges a little bit like that. It makes the pocket a little bigger. I don't think it's big enough to get my little punchy thing in there, but we don't need to put one on that one, I guess. These ones I will do before we put them down. Sorry about that. Sometimes I gotta get a little mean with it. Show it who's boss. I'm gonna ink the edges of this a little bit. You don't need a lot because I was up on the Facebook group this morning and they have some really pretty stuff people are posting up there. You should come up there and join us and check it out. Really inspires me when I see pretty things that people are making. Even if you're not making the same thing, just seeing somebody being crafty and it looking so pretty just kind of inspires you to do something, doesn't it? All right. Now, this bottom one I'm going to glue all 3 sides. The 2 sides and the bottom. And I'm going to put it right down here. Try to get it even with that one as much as possible. Anyway. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Now these other 2, I wanted that under there. What did I do? Oh, you let me do that. Can I get it back off? Probably not without tearing it. Come on. Just a little bit. Come on, be nice. Be nice, be nice. Okay. I want this one to go under that one just a tiny bit. I should have started from the top. See, now you don't have to make that mistake. Really could use another one. I don't think I have any more of that paper though. Let's take a look what we got. We don't have a lot of scraps left, which is good. No, I don't. Well, we'll just put some decoration up here at the top. Okay, I'm going to take my pencil, wherever it is, there it is, and I'm going to mark where I want this one to lay. And then I can erase that afterward, because I need to really put this one down first, since I'm going on top, which I can't believe I didn't think about that, but sometimes my brain gets ahead of me. Just gonna put it barely on top of that. think for some contrast, we're going to do this side on this one. There's my mark. And I'll bring that other side in too. Okay. So long as my thumb hole is backed, we're good. Now, I did all 3 sides of that. Or did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. I did both sides and the bottom. I glued on both of these. Oh, no, not on this one. Okay. Not on that one, so that's good. I wasn't going to on the other one. Glue my side back down now. And can't think and glue at the same time, evidently. I got it a little crooked, but it's all right. Okay. If you would have just glued these sides of these 2 pockets, then you could have put a longer tag in there and it would go all the way down and this bottom one would stop it. But I didn't do that. I glued the bottom down. But this one will be a small pocket. And this one, I didn't glue the bottom down. So you could put a longer tag in there. And that just helps stretch it out just a tiny bit. And of course, if we do the little corner punch, just push in just a tiny bit when your glue's wet on the corners, and it gives you a little more room in your pockets. I learned that from Edith from Scrapbooking with me, and it works great. Okay, so we have 3 pockets on this side, and we have a pocket here. We could put a little belly band up here. And we can make a little notepad to go on the top of this, which I think we will do. Just trying to see what might match that better. Well, this one, but that was also I'm gonna use for that one. So I have this one. I think that flower there would look cute. We'll use that. I'm going to cut it down a little bit because it's a little, well, maybe I do want it a little wide. Let's see. Well, it might be too wide though. Probably really confusing you now. Just very indecisive, I guess. Now let's see how far, because we want to push it up a little bit. But we do want to trim it a little. Let's see if I can get it straight. There we go. Okay. And I just want it big enough that maybe a little piece of chipboard would go under there. Trying to see which way's up. I don't think it matters on that paper. I want it kind of close to the top. Let's see. I'm not going to actually use chipboard. I'm going to use a piece of cardboard, I think. And let's see how big we want that. We're just going to make a little notepad to slide in here. And probably maybe about that long. So it doesn't interfere with our pocket too much. Gonna have lots of places to store your ephemera though. And I want it kind of wide so it'll be sturdy. Okay, you get out the way. And let's see. We slide that under there. Let's see if we got enough room. Yeah, I think that'll work good. Okay. So let's go ahead and make our little tablet to slide in there. Yeah, let's do that first. Paper. If I was paper, where would I be hiding? Oh, I know where my paper is. Got a few pieces of parchment paper. This one's a little, we don't want that one. Let's see. Yeah, we just have to cut it down a little bit. Cut it down to there. And we want this to be pretty close to the same size. Okay. Line it up. And cut this in. Sometimes this parchment paper, if you get a bunch of pieces together, you need to start in the middle when you cut it. I think we can get another one out of there. Else it wants to grab a hold of your paper and pull it back out. Okay. There. All right. Now we're just gonna cut these. You can use scrap paper for this if you want. Some people do like the junk journal, different kinds of papers. We'll trim the bottom up so we put them inside each other. Okay. Just a tiny bit there. All right. So this is going to go on here. I'm going to staple this on at the top. I'm going to put 3 in it, I think. I don't have any of those fancy gold staples, but we're going to cover that up anyway, so you're not going to see that. So we want something to cover this with. I don't think any of these are wide enough. No, they're not. So, let's see. I did pull out some papers that kind of went with this collection a little bit. We have a lot of the dark colors on there. Let's use a light color. So we're going to wrap this around the front and onto the back just a little bit, but trying to see where I want to cut it. I think about right there and maybe right there to start. I can always trim it, I can't put it back on. Okay. What? And my other mark right there. Okay. So we will put this on the front. I'm going to round those corners before I forget. I'm going to ink it up just a little bit. Just kind of cover them raw edges a little. want it to come down past the paper a little bit. Oh, I don't like the back of that. So we're going to double this. I didn't realize the back of that was the front of the other paper pack. So, like I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And no cats were skinned. I love cats. I don't want people hollering at me. Alright, now let's see if I can get my fingers to work enough to get this straight. That will be the question. Okay. Hey, that don't look too bad. That didn't look too bad. Okay, get this little scraggly third away. Where's my... Lost my bone folder. Oh, here it is, hiding. I bet you guys get really tired of hearing me say, I lost my bone folder. I can never find the thing. Okay, now. Alright, let's try the skin. I'm glad I looked at that before I glued it on there. Coming up just a little bit from the bottom of this because I want it. It's not. And I'm going to fold it over. Okay. Put them creases in there. Okay, and I need to trim right here. I mean, you're not going to really see this, but I'll know it's there. So I want to trim that off. Okay. All right. So we have our two little folds. That'll slide right over our little pad. Get it in the middle. And we're going to glue that down. Make sure you glue right up against the edge of that really well. And I'm going to put a lot of glue in that fold so it doesn't buckle up on us. And I didn't get clear to the edge because I want to round these corners a little bit. Maybe. Oh, come on. Okay. Now line him up. Fold him over. Get this corner good now. I didn't get a lot of glue in there before. Okay. Still hot 1 minute, cold the next. Okay. There we have our little tablet. I'm going to make sure it glued up there. It did. Okay. Okay, now, I think we're going to put one of these little butterflies on here. And maybe a little bit of lace. Let's see. Trying to figure out which way around it goes. Some of this lace, it's really hard to tell. I think it goes that way. I think we'll put a little piece of that across there. Just for pretties. My Fabri-Tac here. Let me close up my glue so it doesn't dry out on me. That one has a lot smaller hole in the top of it than the other one had. And Sometimes I have a time getting it in there. I have to fill up my little bottle again. Just folding the very edges over a little bit. It just gives it a little cleaner edge since I cut it right there. And I'll do that on this side. I want to welcome the new subscribers that we have to the channel. I really appreciate every single one of you. Just give it a little nicer edge. I know, and some people say, well, it's just a little tablet, but we want it to be a pretty little tablet. Not to glue my fingers to it. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I always have glue on my fingers. Alright, we're going to go across here. And put our little lace. Watch out, butterflies, not your turn. Go wait your turn. There we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to, do I want around those corners? Probably not. I want as much to catch as I can. Putting a liberal amount on here because I am going to want to finagle it a tiny bit. Okay, let's see where I want to put it up as close as I can and still have room to, and I'm going to push in on it just ever so slightly just to give us a little tiny bit more room. I don't want it too bulky, because this is a flat book, but I do want to make sure we have plenty of room for our notepad to slide in there. Let this dry while we finish up our notepad. Okay, I wonder if I can round this corners or not. It doesn't have to be, but sometimes it slides in and out a little better if it is rounded. It doesn't tend to catch on things. There we go. Okay, now I have a piece of like muslin here. I think I want to put underneath my little butterfly. See, that's big enough? Yes, that's big enough. My little pokey tool here, and let's fray it a little bit. Let's cut it a little straighter right there. That'll help it to fray a little bit. I was talking to my daughter earlier. She was trying to get the children to lay down for a nap, and it wasn't going very well, I don't think. If you're watching Dallas and Allison, Grammy loves you. They love it when I talk to them on here. Okay. I know this seems like a tedious little task, but sometimes it frays really well by itself, and sometimes it doesn't. Just guess it has bad days too. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Just like the way that it looks when it's frayed on the end. Okay. That should work. I'm thinking maybe I'm just gonna smudge this with the ink just a little bit, not a whole lot, just to give it a little powdering. Okay. I love this little stamp, and I think I'm going to stamp it on the front of this. Get it the right way up. I want it kind of sideways down here in the corner. There we go. Like a little postcard. Isn't it cute? I just think it's adorable. And then I think we'll put this here and our little butterfly there. I think that'll look nice. Okay. Let's do it. I want the butterfly right there. Okay, gonna hold him down a minute. Ow. Poke myself again. This thing has a little plastic thing that goes on the end I still have not found yet. And I always want to stab myself with it. There's no crying in crafting. Okay. Now. Well, where'd they go? Oh, here they are. I have some of these little bees. I'm thinking, actually, let's use one of these first. These little teensy tiny little beads. Excuse my arm. Pair of tweezers here. Gonna not use that glue. I want to use this glue. Gonna put these two little tiny white pearlescents as his little body. I can get them straight. Oh, that's little stuff. Okay. All right. And then no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to try to make his little antennae, but I don't know. Am I? I had some little pearls on a string that worked well for that. I've used them before, but I'm not thinking they'll stand out very well. Let's see. If I just draw them on here a little bit. I think that'll work. And then take, yeah, two of these little, do you want those ones? No. things are small. I can just see me one of these days dumping that whole thing on the floor, and that will be a pain to pick up. All right. Got a string coming off my glue bottle's little dress. Okay. And we're going to put these right on the end, maybe. Come here, little guy. You'll like it there. Okay. I was going to put some of these up through here, but I think we're good on that. Yeah, there we go. Let that dry before we put him in there. I think that's a little too dark, don't you? Okay. So some of these little tags and bits of ephemera here will go into these little pockets. Let's put a couple in here. I think we're going to put a ribbon on that one. That will, yeah, that's a small pocket in it. Put some ribbon on those too. Might use that on the front of something. There's two of those. Will those fit in a pocket? No. We'll have to use the envelope for that. They have some really pretty ephemera there, don't they? And that's a little big. There, I think that'll do for that. Well, let's put one of these in the middle here. There. Okay, we're going to let that finish drying before we put that in there, so we can decorate the front of it. Thinking about putting some lace around the side here. Let's see. We have some applique we could put on there. I don't really want to do that. There's some kind of dusty looking lace. No, that's way too much. Way too much! I wonder if I have any more of this. That might even actually be too much. I don't want to mess with the flowers too awful much because I think they're really pretty. Just a little bit of something. Need some flat lace, I think. Oh wait, I might have. Here. Well, that might look pretty down through there. Yeah, let's try that. What do you think? Maybe that and a little bow up there. I don't think it needs a whole lot, because I don't want it to be too awful bulky because it's going to lay inside our folder. Let's try this. See what, oh, using the wrong glue. Well, it doesn't really matter, but I guess it'll be all right. Just deciding if I want it to go around the back or not. I think so. I think so. Let it wrap around. Okay. Oh, come on. Don't shake. Oops. Got a hold of my cardboard just a tiny bit there. Okay. Oh my goodness. I think I put it way over, didn't I? I put it way, way over there. Sometimes, even though your fingers get nasty, they just work better than tools. Just gotta wash your hands more often. That's not a big deal. I'll do that anyway. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's not bad. Adds a little bit of sparkle to it. It's got a little, I don't know if you can see that on there or not. A little bit of iridescence in it. So it gives it a little something, but not over the top. And I'm going to ink this a little bit. Try not to get it all over my padded. Believe it or not, I just scrubbed this thing. Okay. And all these little bits and pieces are going to go in our little kit. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this one, because I'm going to put it on top of that, I think. Come on. I know you're in there. Okay. We'll put it right up here in this little corner. And I think I am going to put a couple of these little beads on there. I need to remember to close my glue. I have a very bad habit of that. Just down the middle, I think 2 of them will suffice. I got a piece of that glue on me. And one more. Come on. Turn it around here. These are self-adhesive, but I trust my glue a little more than I do the self-adhesive, so. Them right in the middle there. Okay. Yeah, there, that'll be cool. Good, huh? Alright, I'm going to set these 2 over here to dry. Where are we at time-wise? Oh man, that just took longer than I thought it was going to. I apologize for that. Okay, we're going to move on to this one. I guess we'll do this one today and pick up from there tomorrow. Okay. Okay. All right. This one we're going to need. Whoops. Stab myself again. Getting there. Okay. This one is a little wider. These may, oh yeah, those will work. 2 and 3. I think we might separate these pockets. Sometimes you can never have too many pockets. These are almost, whoops, wrong. It's upside down. Okay. And it still needs trim, but that's crooked. Okay. Okay. I should make sure they're all the same size. Look a little, man, that was really crooked. Okay. Trying to make sure all the words are up the right direction. We got a flower in the kind of middle. And kind of this side. So our flowers will kind of go like that. I think that'll be nice. This is matching paper, so we do need to put little thumb holes on these because otherwise they might be a little hard to see. And I'm going to do them all together so that they're in the same spot. My punch doesn't always like that many papers, but I'm trying to introduce them. Keep the edges a little bit. Wasn't sure I would like this pink, but I really, really do. Okay, so that's gonna go there. This will be next. And I can't believe it's been an hour already. It doesn't seem like we got much done. I'm going to make tacos for my husband for dinner. He likes tacos. Taco Tuesday, you know. Okay. Now. Alright, Robin, let's just glue them down. Taking too long here. Not round that corner. That one we need to round because it's butting up against a rounded edge, so we want to have that one round. Come on up there where you belong. There you go. Okay. There's one down. I promise I will try not to take so long tomorrow. I don't know. Really, just I guess my indecisiveness is. Make sure that's straight. That's our words. You'll notice if it's crooked a little bit. Okay. I think this would make a great Christmas gift, and I love it when people do homemade Christmases. I think it's awesome. I would rather have something that someone made me than something they went out and bought. I don't know about you guys, but how many of you would rather have something homemade for Christmas than somebody to go out and buy something? I just think it's a little more personal. Leave it in the comments how many of you would like that. I'll try to put this ribbon on them off when I'm done, so off screen, so you won't have to watch that. Cause oh, but I did want to use my little punch that Ann got me, because this I think it will be perfect for. If you punch there, And then just run your ribbon through there. Wouldn't that be cute? I think so. We're going to try it. All right, now, do we want a belly band on this side, or I think we want a bigger pocket. I think we're going to put a corner pocket in case you have some bigger papers you want to put in there. I think we'll use this gray color for that. Bring some of that back. Put this here. And I want to go try to feel where my paper is, because here I think is right where it's at. My fancy measuring, you know. Okay. Let's see if it's wide enough. Haha, and it is. Okay. Mark that. And go with the bottom, I guess. I'm just gonna line, well, if I can find it, the mark I made up there. Well, let me cut this top off a little bit first. It's a little too big to fit in my paper creamer. I'll line my mark up there with my mark down at the bottom, and I'm going to back up just a little bit because I want that pocket to be, oops, get in there. I want that pocket to have the little edge on it. That's why I backed it off afterward. Okay, we're going to round this corner. It'll set right there. Yeah, I think that'll look nice. Okay. Oh, that's a flower on that side. Maybe do we want it this way? I like that flower though, don't I? I already rounded that corner. Well, I'll just do this way. I am trying to take up all your time again. I know you have other videos to watch. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. I enjoy crafting with you. Okay. Now, I can line it up on there. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay. Not really planning on it taking me this long. Maybe my reflexes are slow. Okay, this should be dry. So we can at least see how your tablet slides in behind that little belly band. Oh yeah, that's nice. Push it up just a little bit. There. That's nice, I like that. And we'll put a little bit of stuff on these. Maybe I'll try to do that